everyone, and welcome back to the Three Stitches podcast. It's going to be a very, very short recording, but nevertheless, I'm here, and I'll explain the circumstances later. But this is episode 127, and it is Sunday, February 24th. I was going to say October. I'm getting over a cold, so I'm doing things just completely, like, all wrong, and it's not been a good weekend. We'll leave it at that. I'll explain later. But welcome to a very, very late recording of the Three Stitches podcast. This is the only time I'm going to have to record for you guys. So get a short episode in because this is going to be the week from you know what. It is going to be a terrible week coming up. So I had to get a podcast in because yeah, no time later on. Um, and I was gonna say something. Um, nope, slipped my mind. Oh well. Um, like I said, my head is full of snot, so everything that I think of either gets lost in there or it gets jumbled up somehow. I was on duty last night and I was filling out overnights and I was putting the date and like if they were staying from the 23rd to the 24th, you put on there 2/23/13 to 2/24/13, and I was writing it so much and my head hurt so much and it was just so full. It was like they're staying from 2/24/14 to 2/23/13. All the numbers were getting all jumbled up there. I can't tell you how many times I crossed out the dates on the overnights. It was just a mess. Oh man. And then I wanted to get some sleep, and of course the night that I'm sick and I want to get sleep, I get call after call. It's just been the song that I put at the beginning of this podcast, or as Lindsay says, this is a paradox, or I will, at this point, I'm recording, and for me, it's I will put the song at the beginning of the podcast. For you guys, you've already seen it, and I know Lindsay has used it, I think I've used it, but it's just going to fit this week so well. I am strong enough to break. I like Hanson, I'm a Hanson, and that song just going to describe this week to a T. I have been non-stop working all weekend long. I haven't knit barely 3 stitches this weekend, and I probably won't be able to pick up my knitting until next weekend. That is how bad this week is going to be. Um, I've been doing work all week, and I was on duty yesterday, so that sort of interrupts things, interrupts my productivity. But this is my to-do list for the weekend, and it doesn't look too bad once you when you look at it. But let's see. Okay, find articles, read articles. Okay, these are the articles that I found and printed out, and I had to read all of these today in I had to read all of these this afternoon and write an annotated bibliography. So basically, I read each one of these and wrote a summary on them for my class on Tuesday. And the problem statement, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down the list. The problem statements for my class usually take me around 3 hours, depending on how much work I have to read for it. It's basically our teacher gives us a whole bunch of articles to read, videos to watch, and then there's basically a problem that's stated, and we have to state the problem. We have to we have to define the problem. Give the possible sources of the problem, give the ramifications of the problem, possible solutions to the problem, and how the problem statement will inform us in our future education role. So yeah, those take a while. So that was all yesterday. The articles were all today, and then I still have so much work to do. And it wouldn't be bad because this wouldn't be bad because this week this work could spill over into the week because I don't have class on Monday, and I don't have class on Tuesday until 5:30, so I could use that time to I'd have basically a double weekend. I have 2 more days to get all this done, but I'm going observing tomorrow, and um, uh, but it's not the school down the street. I have to observe for one of my other classes, um, uh, because it's a severe disability class. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thoughts terribly because it's 10 o'clock at night. My head is full. Mental processes have gone out the wazoo. My brain is just not functioning, which made this work even more difficult to complete. But so I have to observe in a class of severe disabilities, for my one class because it's on severe disabilities. So I can't go to an integrated classroom when the only sort of disabilities that you're going to find are ADHD and dyslexia. I have to find a school where I can have a completely pull out classroom, that I can observe in, where it's, um, a child might have cerebral palsy, or um, the very, very physical, inhibited disabilities, where they have a permanent aide with them all the time, and the class is only maybe like 6 or 7 children. So I'm going there tomorrow, doing observations, and then I'm going to write a report on that that's due on Wednesday. So yeah, another thing to add to the pile. But what makes this difficult is, it's RA interviews, and we're sort of changing the way RA interviews work this year. Normally, um, we would get broken up into groups of 4, and we would come up with lists of 15 or so times, um, that we were all available to, um, interview candidates, and then we would submit those times to Ed, and then those times would go on to candidates that, could sign up for those times. Unfortunately, RAs are busy people. We have busy schedules. They're not easy to intertwine and find common times. So we basically took the schedules, and we don't have set times. We don't have set groups of people that we interview with. Um, I could be with 3 different people on Monday at 3 o'clock, then Tuesday at 9 a.m. So, and we can have several time slots during the day. Actually, I was going to show you the thing. I apologize. So this is what's adding to, the stress, because so instead of stretching it out over, say, about 4 weeks and doing maybe 1 or 2 interviews a week, we're aiming to get it all done in 1 week. So, bang, done, it's over, done. That way we're not disrupting our schedules for 4 weeks out of the semester, which that's precious time we're losing. But that one get it all done week is falling at the most inopportune moment for me. Of course, it's a great idea. I completely support the idea. I'd much prefer to get it done and over in maybe 1.5 weeks, interview all 13 candidates in that short time span rather than stretch it out over 4 weeks. It's just, I think this will be better, but can we not push it off till next week? Um, so, for example, my schedule is, on Monday I have 3-hour time slots that I could theoretically have an interview at. Um, Tuesday I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I could interview at. Wednesday 3, 4, and then Thursday 3. And pretty much all of those time slots are taken this week for me. I think there's only 2 that people have not signed up for. So I'm interviewing 9 people this week. That's 9 hours over the course of the week that's going to be, my week is going to be chewed up. Tuesday morning, completely gone. I'm interviewing all Tuesday morning. So, yeah, that's why this week is so stressful, because normally this workload wouldn't be very much, but I'm having 9 hours taken out of it that I could be doing the work, um, And I, well, tomorrow is going to be extremely stressful because I'm observing from 7:30 to about, I should go till 2:30, but I have to catch the bus back in order to be back here at 2:45 to set up for the interview, look over the file, look over the questions. So I have to leave early, catch the bus, come back here, change, sit down, do an interview, and then do some homework, do some more interviews Monday night. So this week is going to be great. So send good thoughts my way, guys. Please, this week is going to be terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. I mean, I'm not blaming anybody. It's just all happening at once. This sort of situation always happens once in a semester. This sort of all-out, everything's due, you're reaching your breaking point. It just never really happens this early in the semester. Normally it's around finals week when everything at the end of the semester is due, and those are usually the final projects, and they're all due at the last week. So that's usually when the breaking point is, not end of February. So I was not ready for it this soon. So if you don't see a podcast from me on Sunday, I did not make it through. Which, don't be surprised. Send good karma my way, good thoughts my way. Oh, okay, on to knitting. I did manage to get some knitting done because before the weekend hit, I was pretty good this week until I realized that, our interviews, all this work piled up. So I really wish I'd known about it sooner. Then I would have had a week to sort of spread this work out. But I did knit this week. I made a cowl. I had been wanting to do the drop stitch cowl for quite a long time. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. So one morning when I was up early, I was like, wait, what the heck? There we go. I made it. And I really, really like it. Oh, actually, I think it's inside out. It is inside out. I don't know how you can really tell, though. I don't know how I could tell because it's garter stitch. Okay. So it calls for super bulky, on size 15s, and I did not have super bulky, so I double-stranded worsted, on size 15s, and it's just scrap worsted weight yarn. I think it's Bernay in this purple color. So, yep, I hope you're seeing the seam. Let's not see the seam. I didn't have a size 15 circular, so I made a size 15 straights and then sewed it up. So there's the seam. Shoot me. I didn't have circulars. So, yeah, isn't it nice? This drop stitch create this nice little pattern. I love it. I love it, love it. Sort of like a loom, but it's a really, 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 really simple pattern. Go on Ravelry. It took me a day, if that. I think a morning. I think I cast it on at like 6 a.m. and got about halfway, put it down, started another project, and then picked it up after lunch and finished it. So, yeah. The project that I did pick up was the scarf that I was telling you guys about that I showed the yarn for last week. So, isn't it so pretty? It's muted because of the blue from my webcam, but it's very Fruit Loopy. That's why I wore it, and people said it reminded them of Fruit Loops, and it reminds me of Fruit Loops. It's very Fruit Loopy. So this is my first project for our autism awareness drive. Knit along, crochet along. And so if you have not heard about it yet, it is through the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast. If you do not watch them, go over there, check them out. They're hilarious. They're lovely. Love watching their podcast, Day Brighteners. I'm going to watch their podcast after this week. That's what I'll do. That'll be my week brightener. Lost my train of thought again. Darn, it's not my head. At least I didn't record yesterday because then I would sound all nasal and I'd be blowing my nose half the time. At least I'm better this today. I just can't think. It's late at night and yeah. Okay. So it is running from now until the end of March, if I remember correctly. End of March or April. I need to confirm this and write it down and permanently ingrain it into my brain so that I remember, because I don't. But nevertheless, it's running right now. So pick up a multicolored project that's bright and colorful and knit along or crochet along with us and stick it in the thread on the Pen Hook and Needles podcast. And then you can stick it in one other podcast's thread. You can stick it in ours. You can stick it in somebody else's doing the knit along as well. So you can double dip, but only in 2 podcasts. At least that's what I've heard. Don't quote me on it. Because I've been bad. I haven't seen Mom's podcast. I haven't seen Lindsay's podcast. But I hope I've earned a reprieve after you've heard of the week I'm going to have / has started since Saturday. I hope I've earned a reprieve. But yeah, okay. So it has to be at least 3 colors. So if you're doing like a blanket, if a square has 3 colors in it, that square can count. If it does not, then 3 squares that are different colors can count. So it has to have at least 3 colors, and they try to make them bright, happy, and colorful like the scarf. So think of rainbows. Just when you're knitting it, if it makes you happy and it's all bright and colorful, chances are it can go in there. And it's make sure it's 3 different colors. Yeah. If you go on I'm sitting here staring at the scarf going, my brain is mush. If you go over to our podcast thread on Ravelry, our group on Ravelry, we have. You guys are gonna get so sick of this by the time this is done recording. I'm so sorry. I'm tired. I got woken up 3 times last night because I was on duty. I got woken up. We have to sit down in the lobby until 1 a.m. on weekends. And so I went upstairs at 1. I did rounds, so I got to my room about 1:30. No, I got to my room about 1:15. The building was dead. It was silent, so it made my rounds very easy. I should have taken that as a warning blow. I got called at 1:20, 1:30, 3:10, and I decided to forego getting up at 5 a.m. because I didn't get to crawl in bed until 2:30 because the call at 1:30 led to me writing an incident report, so I didn't get to bed until 2:30. So I decided to forego a 5 a.m. wake up because 2 hours of sleep or 3 hours of sleep is probably not the greatest idea. My hair is all messed now. So I shut off my alarm, was like, okay, I'll just wake up whenever. I got called at 8. And normally that wouldn't be a bad wake up. But after going to bed at 2:30, not fun. But it was only for a lockout. And it's a resident who's never in trouble, never has anything, so didn't mind doing it. It was just the waking up part, and I just crawled back in bed. I was like, okay, I'll see you later. Woke up an hour later, was like, okay, I'm good now. So that's another reason my brain is mush. So okay, back to the knit along. If you just post in the thread, it's up there and it's pretty well marked. I can't remember what it's marked as right now, but it's pretty well marked. All you gotta do is put something in there, and you're entered into a drawing to win the puzzle piece blanket, which I was gifted this week. I mentioned last week that I was planning on buying it, and lo and behold, I wake up one morning and it's sitting in my inbox in Ravelry, and oh, thank you so much to the person who gifted that to me. It made my day. You didn't have to. I was planning on buying it, but being a college student, not having to buy a $5 pattern takes a lot of weight off my budget because I have no money. So yes, thank you very, very, very much. The scarf is done in this Star Bella, and we'll get back to knitting. This is such a weird podcast. I apologize again immensely, guys. I'm gonna put a disclaimer on there, be like, warning, this is not even worth watching. Don't even bother. Um, okay. So it's Starbell yarn. I got this at Michael's when they first opened in El Paso. So there you go. There's the label. And it's just netting yarn. I showed you guys last week, but it comes like this, and so you basically just like loop the loops through each other, and you're good. It's so easy. I made this in a morning. I made this in 2 hours. So easy. If you want a simple, um, instant gratification project, that's it. Because I literally got up, made it, and wore it that day. So if your wardrobe is missing something and you have that yarn in your bin and you're up earlier enough, you can make an accessory you can wear that day. Woo! Okay. I'm sorry. I'm so frustrated now. I'm loopy. I guess it's better than being angry. Okay. So, Even Star. I made it to chart 3! Yay! Chart 3. Okay, so I did the increases, finished chart 2, did the increases, and now I'm on row 3 of chart 3. Hold on. Ooh, sorry. Remnants of the cold. Okay, so, okay, I'll hold up for all to see, although there's really not much you see. So last time you saw it, this mesh wasn't here, so I'll show you the mesh. There, see, there we go. Look, lovely mesh. Isn't it so pretty? I like it. How are you seeing it? Oh yeah, that's turning out nicely. So it looks like the little leaves in the mesh, and then you have the increase, and then you have just plain knitting, and then you have the beginning of chart 4. So, and it's 3 rows, so yeah. Ooh, look, big accomplishment! Yay! It's like this big. So, hopefully some progress will be made by the next time you see it, but don't hold your breath. Because, yeah, I won't say it again. Just don't expect much progress. Okay, so my Granville sweater is coming along nicely. Um, the last time you saw this, I had just started the back. I think I was like 3 inches into the back. So this next statement is not going to make sense, and this is not because of my sleep deprived state nor my head full of snot state. It is because it's just the only way to say it. I'm done with the back portion of the back. Yes, I know. I said it. It's weird, but the way the pattern is, you bind off for the shoulders of the back, and then you're left with like 20, maybe 30 stitches, and it's just the cable section and stockinette edging from the middle of the back, and you just continue that, keep going, you just continue that up, and that's good. That's the continuation for the hood. So it's really long right now. So yeah, okay. So this is the section that I've continued on. That's the hood. Well, it's going to be the hood. You put sections on afterwards, and then I don't exactly know how the pattern works, but all I know is this is going to be a part of the hood. So yeah, it's extended off the back. So yep, and there's the lovely cable. And then I'll stick that over my shoulder so I can show you the back. Okay, so then you see the shoulder. There's the armhole bind. No, that's the shoulder bind offs. Yeah, that's the shoulder bind offs. I was like, wait, those are shoulder. Where'd the armhole bind offs go? Did I mess this up? Nope, it just had rolled into itself so much that I didn't see the shoulder bind offs. So okay, there we go. There's the shoulder bind offs. There's or yeah, and then there's the armhole bind offs. So yep. See, it's really, really long, and it's difficult to see because it rolls up on itself. But there's the sort of diamond cable in the middle of the back, and when it's all done, you'll be able to see it better. This is rolling up on itself so terrible right now. It's making it really difficult to work on the hood because of the repeat is so small that I'm turning it all the time, and the parts I've worked on before start rolling up, and I can't wait to get the puppy sewn up. Um, so I did it on. I'm doing it on size 6 needles, and it is by hold on. I keep forgetting I have to go to the beginning of the pattern for the name. Fiona Ellis. That's who it's by. And it is a pay pattern on Ravelry. I highly recommend it. I have had no patterns or oh, it's a good thing this podcast is coming to an end soon. I have had absolutely no problems with this pattern whatsoever. Easy to follow, easy to read. Um, Normally, when it's like, you should have this many stitches at the end of each row, I sort of have to fudge it because my stitch counts almost never work out. In knitting, in crocheting, almost never. My stitch counts have worked out perfectly every single time in this pattern. It is a breeze to follow. It is a dream to follow. She writes a beautiful, lovely pattern. Go check her out. Um, if I can follow it, and me who's done only one and sort of a half cable project in my entire knitting career, and I can do this, anyone can do it. So she writes a good pattern. Okay, that's everything. And I am falling asleep right now. I am having such a hard time keeping my eyes open right now. I just want to crawl in bed and go to sleep. I think that's what I'm going to do. I will save this in the morning, and then get it uploaded before I hop on a bus to do some observations. So with that, I will say goodnight, and I hope you have a lovely night. I know I will because I'm finally going to get a decent amount of sleep tonight before I have to get up tomorrow morning. Um, and you can find us on Ravelry, Three Stitches podcast group on Ravelry. Join us. There's some threads there for autism awareness. Join those. We're on iTunes. Leave a comment, leave a star rating. Don't leave a comment or a star rating after watching this podcast. This episode. This episode is not indicative of what we're usually like. Normally I'm not this tired, nor I don't even know what you would call me right now. Weird, odd, strange. Lindsay's going normal. Mom's going normal. But really, no, this isn't indicative of what our podcasts are usually like. I'm usually much more put together. At least I hope. At least I hope I am. I hope this isn't usually how I am. So watch other podcasts and leave star ratings and comments based on those. Not this episode. On our blog, leave a comment. Um, I think that's where we are at. Yep, that's everywhere. I'm on Plurk, KJO36. Ravelry is Tar Struggler 42. And I have no alias on iTunes because we're just there. Our videos are just there. That's everything. Okay, I'm going to bed. I am exhausted. I will see you all next week. Mom will see you on Wednesday. Lindsay will see you on Friday. And that's everything. Okay, happy knitting, and I hope you all have a great week. Bye!